back, and this is Breaking the Year, the show that breaks down the last 12 months of news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. Joining me are presenter and Newsnight legend Kirsty Wark, and with her is stand-up Mark Nelson. And facing them are comedian Ashley Storey and actor and writer Sanjeev Kohli. Well, it's all happening, yes. It seems like only yesterday I was in Edinburgh celebrating the start of 2023. I partied so hard, I still can't remember where I parked that camper van. Edinburgh Zoo sent the pandas back to China this year. This means that in one day, the zoo officially deported more immigrants than the entire Rwanda scheme. And Baroness Michelle Mone has admitted that she does stand to profit from PPE sold to the UK government, although she denies any link between the contract and her yacht, the HMS Matt Hancock. We have got so much to get through, resignations, royals and a regeneration or two, so let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess the two stories of the year that have been mashed together into one headline. So, Mark and Kirsty, can you tell me what you think the first story is?
Nicola Sturgeon has announced she is stepping down after more than 8 years in
pubs and restaurants.
She said she had been wrestling with
Rishi Sunak after changing his mobile phone.
but insisted her departure was not a reaction to
His WhatsApp messages.
Mark, I could see you chuckling away there. Hopefully
Yeah.
that means you know what the answer is. What do you think the first story is, then?
Well, I mean, it's the biggest story of Scottish politics of the last year. Nicola Sturgeon, our former First Minister, stood down. I mean, she stood down. Was she pushed? Who knows?
Well done, Mark. That is correct. Yes, cast your mind back to February of this year when Nicola Sturgeon shocked the nation by announcing her resignation as First Minister of Scotland. Humza Yousaf succeeded Sturgeon as First Minister in March. He was immediately faced with the difficult task of reuniting the party after a fractious leadership contest between himself, Kate Forbes and the other one. Mark, were you surprised that it was this year, 2023, that Nicola Sturgeon took the chance to stand down?
Not really. And it was such a typically Scottish way for her to be brought down. When you consider some of the stuff that could have been thrown at her, you know, like the education attainment gap and the fact that her constituency is one of the most impoverished in the country, and what brought her down? A wee caravan. Just a wee caravan.
Oh, Kirsty, you maybe were closer to the story working in news. Were you surprised that Nicola Sturgeon chose to stand down this year?
I wasn't. I'd interviewed her beforehand, and she'd talked in a documentary series I was making about women in modern Scotland about the trolling that she'd had, which was definitely true. It was absolutely hideous. So I actually thought that perhaps she just kind of wants to put her feet up, go to, you know, I don't know, Ibiza, places for holidays, just live the good life. Because frankly, it's a pretty thankless task.
I think it was a shame that she chose 2023 to stand down because she just worked out what to do with her hair. Like, she just managed to stop looking like a Playmobil, and that was great. I'm allowed to joke about that. I look like Hagrid, so I'm allowed. You're a wizard, Des. But no, I felt that.
To me, it's go back to the white tent in Nicola's garden. I mean, for a second, I thought she'd actually killed people. She'd actually gone full gangster. Do you know what I mean? She'd actually gone round to Douglas Ross's house with two Stanley knives self-taped together.
Just a wee yellow card poking up through the soil.
How have you found Humza Yousaf's leadership so far? What do you think, Mark?
I was surprised that Kate Forbes went out so quickly, because what is eventually, like so many kind of things in Scotland, it was decided along kind of religious lines. And Kate Forbes, the one thing that did do for her was she was massively against children being born out of wedlock, being incredibly religious, you know, like Jesus was. But, you know,
Well, let's come back to the First Minister. Ashley, what do you think about Humza Yousaf's leadership so far, then?
I mean, it's really hard to step into a job when your ma's made a tit of yourself beforehand. I know exactly how that feels.
Just daggers down the legs there to Jeannie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're talking about Humza Yousaf. What do you think, Sanjeev, of Humza Yousaf's leadership so far?
Well, the problem is I'm heavily invested because, and this is true, this is actually true, that me and Humza have been mistaken for each other. I know. On more than one occasion, multiple occasions, I have been asked to explain the intricacies of the deposit return scheme. And he has been cheating IKEA by a guy asking him to call his wife a lazy boot.
And there we have it. Of course, that was the right answer. In March, Nicola Sturgeon resigned as First Minister after 8 years in the role. She left the position to spend more time with her friends, family and investigating officers. Well done, Mark and Kirsty. You get 2 points for that. Now to you, Ashley and Sanjeev. What was the other story we were after?
Nicola Sturgeon has announced she is stepping down after more than 8 years in
Pubs and restaurants.
She said she had been wrestling with
Rishi Sunak after changing his mobile phone.
but insisted her departure was not a reaction to
His WhatsApp messages.
I used to think if Nicola Sturgeon wrestled Rishi Sunak, she'd well win.
Well, there you go. Chuckling away, Ashley, having a listen to that. What do you think our second story might be then?
I think it's the COVID inquiry.
Yeah, well done, Ashley. That's right. In June of this year, the UK's COVID-19 inquiry started. The independent inquiry has the aim of examining the UK's response to and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Evidence presented at the COVID inquiry has shown that Boris Johnson was given the nickname Trolley during the crisis. That was because of his alleged tendency to suddenly change direction on decisions, and not because most people would happily sacrifice a pound of their own money to push him into a canal. Ashley's story. Have you been surprised at what has come out of the COVID inquiry?
I think it's surprising how much swearing is in the WhatsApp messages, because these are the people who are constantly moaning about our bad language on Twitter or whatever it's called now. You know, that's unparliamentary, but they were effing and jeffing like a bunch of roofers.
Sanjeev, what about you? Have you been surprised with any of the outcomes from the COVID inquiry?
Well, I know obviously he got confused with the WhatsApps and they lost a few, but I do have some sympathy for Boris Johnson, right? Because I've got 3 kids, OK? No, I do. I've got 3 kids, OK? So we've got the family WhatsApp group chat, OK? And then you've got all the splinter ones, you can talk about one of them. So that's another 3 chats, and then you've got another splinter group, so you can talk about 2 of them. So that's basically 6 group chats, right? Already. And I've only got 3 kids.
That's a fair point, Sanjeev. What do you think about this then, Kirsty? Have you been surprised with anything that's come out of this COVID inquiry?
The chaos in there is frightening because it just shows the complete dysfunctionality in that place. And I just think that we deserve better. We deserve better from, all our politicians and all our civil servants. Funny in one way to read this, but actually it was a disgrace.
Mark, what do you think about this? Have you been surprised by anything that's come out of the COVID inquiry?
Boris Johnson, his entire defence of everything seems to basically have just been, I'm really stupid. I think it was either Cummings or Raab or someone like that said that it just wasn't the right environment for his skill set.
Yeah.
And you go, what is the environment for his skill? And the only area I think he could excel is a carry-on film. I think
You're looking back, would you have changed anything about what you did during lockdown?
I think I would have set up a company to provide PPE.
And there you go, the mashup of Scotland's new First Minister and the ongoing COVID-19 inquiry is the right answer. And at the end of that round, well done, the teams are all square. Now, so much of our news is about public opinion, so we've asked a couple of 2023's biggest stars to send us their thoughts on two of the stories of the year. So Ashley and Sanjeev, here's paranormal psychologist and star of Uncanny, Evelyn Hollow. What story do you think Evelyn is on about here?
This year should have been an absolute shocker for this individual, but somehow he's still here and he's actually challenging the other guy for his job again. For this guy, he feels that this year is going to be huge.
That's got to be Donald Trump, doesn't it?
It certainly has. Well done. That is the right answer. Yes, 2023 was the year where former President Donald J. Trump was indicted and then charged in 4 criminal cases. Trump himself has denied any wrongdoings, saying the cases against him are politically motivated attempts to hamper his third run for presidency. Trump faces 13 felony counts in Georgia for election interference, the first time he's interfered with something that couldn't demand hush money. Well, there you go. He is coming back, or is he? Do you think the impending court cases will make any difference, Ashley?
It'll make for a good new season of America. Like, I'm excited. Joe Biden's season's been boring.
Are you viewing America like a box set then?
I view all world like a box set, Jess.
No, because
it's the only way I can cope.
His last tenure was basically, wasn't it, King Ralph meets the Omen 3?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Aye.
Meets Hunger Games.
Mark Nelson, are you surprised that Donald Trump is having another go at the White House?
Yeah, give him another bash. Because sometimes, like, we have talked to Sanjeev about this before, and sometimes you just look at the world and go, oh. Like, I was walking along the street the other day, right, and I saw a dog coming towards me, and the dog had a sash on that said, "Mummy to be," and I thought, just end this. Honestly. Just get him back in, nuke the place, let's just end this misery.
Do you think any of these court cases will make a difference at all?
No, he's one of those guys, you know, you see them like a white van with like 100 parking tickets in the back. That's him. He doesn't believe that the rules of law apply to him, or the laws of physics, or the laws of hairdressing. In fact, he doesn't believe in the existence of law, and that could be like property law, employment law, international law, Jude law.
But nothing sticks to him. Which
That was here.
Yeah, he's here, yeah.
Do you know how scaffy he is? This is like something my uncle.
I heard the word scaffy.
He's so scaffy that he's selling fragments of the suit that he got arrested in and got his mugshot taken in, like they're little holy relics of Donald Trump. So you can buy a little square of his suit. So he doesn't have that much money because he's literally patchworking his clays like my granny used to do.
What you could do, Ashley, is you could get that little bit of fabric, right, and you could, like, you know, take it to a scientist boffin type and put it into, like, agar jelly in a test tube, and you could recreate a Russian prostitute.
Donald Trump Jr. also gave evidence at the fraud trial, with some calling it the most defensive someone has been over their dad's money since Captain Tom's daughter bought a jacuzzi. Yes, the charges against Donald Trump is the right answer. Well done. 2 points to Ashley and Sanjeev. Right, Mark and Kirsty, it's your turn now. We caught up with comedian and star of Two Doors Down, Kieran Hodgson. What do you think Kieran is talking about here, then?
In 2023, these people gave us a quiche and 2 books. In one of the books, there were 2 names mentioned that no one was allowed to mention until all of a sudden they were allowed to mention them. And in the other book, someone used the word Todger for the first time since about 1994.
So, the Todger bit, it was Harry and Meghan. It was Harry's book.
Bingo. Yes, it's been a big year for the monarchy, but there has been much made of a fallout amongst the royals too, as the rift between Harry, Meghan and the members of their family continues. In April, it was confirmed that following King Charles's coronation, Camilla would take the title of Queen rather than HRH, Princess Consort. This was no real surprise, as back in 2022, the late Queen Elizabeth confirmed this would be the case, or at least that's what we thought Elizabeth meant when she said, "She'll be Queen over my dead body." There goes the MBE.
I actually thought this year was Harry won the day in the end. Harry won the day because Harry was proved to be speaking the truth when he was hacked by the Mirror Group. And I think that might change the whole dynamic. Harry may be back.
Could be.
Dirty Harry could be back.
I don't know if we can call him Dirty Harry. No listen to his voicemails in a while, so... Do you think the rift between Harry and the senior royals will ever be resolved?
I don't know, actually, because it is a big argument. I mean, I've read Harry's book. He felt that William used to bully him. He's like, oh, my brother used to bully me. And you kind of go, yeah, that's just life, innit? Like, it's one of the joys of being a big brother. Like, you get to bully someone. I remember one day I did the Undertaker's finishing move on my brother, right? And while he was struggling to live, I farted on his head. Like, that's bullying. That's a book.
The racism row, because obviously with the colour of the baby, I mean, some of them said, oh, that's quite normal. You do speculate as to the colour of the baby. And I can speak from experience because I'm an Asian fella and my wife Fiona isn't an Asian or a fella. So there was a lot of fun in speculating as to what colour our kids would be. So I've got 3 kids and we would speculate about it. And for the record, my eldest is kind of like cappuccino coloured. The middle one is more caramel macchiato. But my son is whiter than Fiona. So we are checking diaries.
Mark, what about you? Did you watch the coronation?
I didn't, Des. I just think when we're in a cost of living crisis where people are struggling to put food on their table and feed their children, it's a bit much to spend 200 million for a guy to try on his mum's hat.
Thing is, the 200 million came from Michelle Mone.
And Kirsty only speaks the truth. So that genuinely did happen. Well, actually, obviously people are talking about King Charles and how he's going to modernise the monarchy. What do you think would be the best way for him to do that?
KC3PO needs to get holograms, like ABBA. Never mind having an actual royal turning up, the cost of security, the cost of travel, the carbon footprint. They just send a little hard drive with a hologram of Charles that he's pre-recorded in front of a green screen with Camilla whispering in the background, "No, darling, don't say it like that." And then you stick that in at your crayon factory, up he pops, just like ABBA.
Yes, we were all thrilled this year to get an extra bank holiday to watch King Charles get crowned. Many of us bought souvenirs and some extreme royal fans splashed out on incredibly expensive miniature portraits of the king, or as they're also known, first-class stamps. Yes, the ups and downs of the royal family, that is the right answer, and 2 points go to Mark and Kirsty. This round is all about who's in the news. I will play you a clip of a mystery person who has featured prominently in the news this year, and all you have to do is tell me who it is. So, Mark and Kirsty, who is this and why are they in the news?
I will never stop believing. It's one of the things I keep banging on about is this group of players. They want to do well for their country, and when I turn to the bench and I know I need to make changes to freshen it up, I'm putting top quality players on the pitch, which is great.
This is the man who has made me happier than anyone else. Yes, it's our coach, Steve Clarke.
So commiserations to Mark's wife.
She knows.
Wedding vows may mean nothing. Let's check and see if Mark is right. Mark, well done for getting the right answer. What have you made as a Scotland fan of this continued success of the Scotland men's national team under the stewardship of Steve Clarke?
It's been genuinely fantastic. Like, I don't think anyone, because I've been a Scotland fan since I was a wee boy. I've been been a member of the Tartan Army and the Supporters Club for years, and I don't think anyone could quite believe how well we have played in the past year over this campaign. I mean, like, the Spain game is just the best I have seen Scotland play live, and it's phenomenal. And it's quite bizarre to think that we are going to win the Euros.
That's how the delusion starts, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are so up for it. Kirsty, what have you made of the performance of the men's Scotland team over the last year or so?
It is tremendous, and the tickets are bought.
You're going?
Going. Probably just the first game, because after, really.
I know. He's got the final.
You just go for the fun. You don't go for the
No, I'm gonna. I'm
You are gonna. You think you're gonna win?
No, me and my wee boy. I'm gonna take my wee boy over, and I'm gonna swap him for a ticket.
That is a true member of the Tartan Army right there. Well done. Ashley, what have you made of the continued success of the Scotland men's football team under the stewardship of manager Steve Clarke?
I don't really follow football in the traditionalist sense of the word. I like to look at pretty things and listen to music, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but I hope that they play well in the Euro Cup. In the cup, which they have qualified for, which they've never done before. So, well done, lads.
Love that. Celebrations will continue. Sanjeev, what have you made of how well the Scotland team have done and they've qualified under Steve Clarke?
The point is, I don't know what to make of it because I'm programmed for failure. So I genuinely don't know. I mean, you know, it's like when we were playing that last game and Scotland were through, I genuinely didn't know what to do because there's no manual. So I didn't know what to do with my hands. So I punched a hole in a non-supporting wall because just force of habit.
Well, it's not in their DNA.
It really, really isn't.
Well done, Scotland. And that's how we do it. Yes, well done for identifying Steve Clarke. The Scotland manager is expected to take lead vocals on the Scotland squad's Euro 2024 single called If You're Happy and You Know It, Crack a Smile. Yes, 2 points, Kirsty and Mark. That was, of course, Scotland manager Steve Clarke. Right, Sanjeev and Ashley, it's your turn now. Who is this?
What a treat. What a lovely, lovely thing to get to revisit something that was such a wonderful, happy, significant time in my life. It was a total joy from start to finish.
It's got to be David Tennant coming back to Doctor Who.
Got to be David Tennant, is it? Let's see if Sanj is right. You are right, of course. Yes, it is. One of our finest actors, David Tennant. Much to the fans' delight, Tennant recently reprised his role as the Doctor alongside co-star Catherine Tate. And as we heard there, it seems nobody was happier about this than the man himself. Doctor Who wasn't the only programme to get a new lead, as Shetland saw Ashley Jensen replace Douglas Henschel. Shetland even had its own dramatic, high-budget regeneration scene where the two actors swapped jumpers. A big moment. Well done for getting the right answer, Sanjeev. Were you happy to see our very own David Tennant back for Doctor Who's 60th celebrations?
Yes and no, because he's brilliant, obviously. And it is great to see a Scottish Doctor coming back. And we've got another Scottish Doctor. We've got the lovely Ncuti Gatwa coming back. And we had Peter Capaldi as well, who was also amazing. It's great, 3 Scottish Doctors. I think they should all get together and open a GP practice in Shettleston. But what does needle me as a Scottish actor is I never got a shout.
You never got a call?
No. And I'm pretty sure, I've looked into this, I'm pretty sure Doctor Who's the only Doctor on telly that isn't Asian.
What about you, Ashley? Were you happy to see David Tennant coming back for Doctor Who's 60th birthday?
I know to look at me, you think, God, that lassie probably really loves Doctor Who, but I have autism and I get down a wormhole and I think about things too hard, and Doctor Who kind of falls within that time travel badness, like Goodnight Sweetheart. Like, remember Goodnight Sweetheart? Where Gary went back to World War II so he could be a bigamist and never once tried to kill Hitler. Mind that.
Kirsty Ward, what do you think then? Were you pleased to see David Tennant coming back to his role as the Doctor?
Yeah, I would just like the pair of them, David Tennant and Capaldi, to be together. I mean, wouldn't that be great? Doctor Who and Doctor Two.
Kiss.
You could go Dr. Howbut.
I know.
Dr. How Nobutt.
Dr. How Nobutt. More Scottish. Mark, what do you think? Were you pleased to see David Tennant coming back for Doctor Who's 60th celebrations?
I really like David Tennant. I don't watch Doctor Who, but I really, really like David Tennant. And I did watch some of this one, and I'm very excited. Ncuti Gatwa's. And I think it's brilliant. A black Doctor Who. Like, I can't wait for that new series to watch the Metropolitan Police constantly pull over the TARDIS.
What would you like to see the new Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, do with his time machine?
I would like to see him go back, not that far, about a year and a half, and interrupt just before whoever it was that said to Liz Truss, I reckon you should go for it.
Yes, of course, David Tennant is the right answer, and 2 points go to Ashley and Sanjeev. And it's time now for our final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. So I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. All of our facts and figures are about 2023. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Fingers on buzzers, right, teams. Here we go. 44% of us now do what? Sanjeev.
Deliver food to the other 56%.
44% of us now do what? Ashley.
Wipe the wrong way.
44% of us now do what? Mark.
Is it let out a wee fart whenever we enter Glasgow's low emissions zone?
44% of us now do what? Kirsty.
Grow cannabis in their back garden.
Wow. Do you know what? Since you said it, Kirsty, of course it's the right answer. The actual answer from this year's news we were looking for is that 44% of us now work from home at least some of the time. But they might be growing cannabis, so I'll give you that.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Oh, there we go. That's the klaxon. Donald has trumped. It means it's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners for 2023 are Mark Nelson and Kirsty Wall. And commiserations to our runners-up, Ashley Story and Sanjeev Kohli. We'll leave you with some breaking the year predictions for 2024. At some point next year, a UK general election will be called after every last Conservative MP has had a shot of being Prime Minister. Next year's Hogmanay parties will be cancelled across the country as the entire population is still steaming because Scotland won the Euros in June. The year is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye!